Bonjour, Johui, not so mess McCready. Parlement say Jabupas Parlement say Parlement say we are Amazon. It is Wednesday, and oh boy, interesting day for sure. It's gonna be another quick vlog because I got a few things I want to process, and somebody okay, either that container is just trashed up. But why would you want to throw a plastic container? Anyway, that's just me trying to recycle as much as I can rather than just throwing stuff away. Okay, without further ado, I need to upload lots of stuff for the vlog. That's one. Number two, game dev. Okay, game dev is the one that I want to talk about today. But first thing first, c'est un jour nouveau, le coucher du soleil, the cell is blue. Yes, we can see the blue sky, but it's definitely not clear. It is cloudy. What else? I think that's about it. Yep. Not ready to talk about buying stuff because I am busy looking at price tag, and oh boy, it is interesting. Okay, game dev. Alright, unfortunately, first thing first is I am unable to use the recent asset purchase for my for this month's project, unfortunately, which is a little bit painful because I have to use it, and I will do it next the next game dev because I kind of have a little idea for that, but that's much later. We are not going to be bothered on thinking other project next month, and that's one thing I just want to put out. So that's one. Number two, okay, is the combat. So finally, I alright, it was something that I was just going through yesterday. It's like, let's see how it goes, right? And then today, I think this is a good idea that I should try to execute. Okay, so on top of building a probability to succeed, right? Chances of success. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it a little bit more interesting. So for example, if you fight and it's automated, the fun bit is it's automated, and I really want to try this out because it sounds cool. And this is the part I want to put in before I talk about, is that sometimes you just have to try it out, right? You just have to execute it and decide whether it's good or not. Unfortunately, because of my short schedule for game dev, if it did not work, okay, if it works, great. If it did not work, then I'll try to get it to work. But if it's not what I expect it to be, it is painful. Okay, so let's start with, so there is for every encounter there is like a few chance. Okay, so usually you want to put on odd numbers because you want to definitely get half of the encounter kind of complete, and then you will call it success. So it's a two-stage. The big stage is, like, for example, most basic encounter will be like 3, 5, and that's about it. And then if it's like a boss fight, if it's a story point or like important beats, then I'll probably can make it longer, like 9. Okay, but that one I need to test it out. So sometimes I don't really need to go too much. And out of those encounter, so there's a main encounter, that's where you send your characters out, your party, and then there will be mini checkpoints. So that checkpoint is basically the challenge, and it goes something like this. Alright, so for example, one of the challenge would be you need to do at least a certain amount of damage, right? That means your character needs to have certain amount of equipments, and it can deal X amount of damage. And if it passes that checkpoint, if it passes the minimum requirement or the requirement, there's no minimum. If it passes the requirement, it's a pass. Easy, very easy. That there is no like dynamic. Like I literally scrapped that part out because it's just too much hassle to do. Ooh, look at that! All right, we need to check something. All right, so one is combat damage. Another one, alright, so another one, for example, you need to have at least a certain amount of stats. Like your party needs to be, let's say, a combination of, let's say, 10 strength in order to pass the challenge. That's also one of it. Another one, which is the one that I think that's the most important thing, is sending specific characters. So some checks like, okay, if you are a warrior, you will get you need to have a warrior, you need to have a ranger, so it increase, so you pass that requirement. And of course the quest will tell you like, alright, if you are certain class, you will have different like requirement to pass. And of course there is equipment as well. You can't just nilly-willy just throw somebody without specific equipments. Some of these things I will list it down, right? Like important things, and if you don't put it there, it's like easy fail. And some is an instant fail. So that's it. Yeah. Anyway, just want to put this out. It's too long if I were to narrate it out because I need to execute it first. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Show the every domain.